The U.S. Senate has failed to reach an agreement on the Patriot Act, and its key surveillance provisions are expected to, or will expire actually, at midnight in Washington, D.C. The controversial act determines the landscape of America's domestic surveillance, and discussions on the issue were tense.
This is a debate over your right to be left alone. The president continues to conduct an illegal program. We can't allow this. We can't allow the rule of law to be so trod upon that we live in an arbitrary governmental world where they collect anything they want, anytime they want.
It's time we told the truth. It's time we stood up to this thing and made sure that we're doing everything we can to protect Americans from threats of a lot of people and a lot of organizations that want to kill us all.
Artiz Ganachichikan is in Washington now live with more details. Gana, thanks for being with us here. Now, what is the outcome of the discussion in the Senate?
So, Sean, this Sunday night, U.S. lawmakers have allowed the key provisions of the Patriot Act to expire. In the coming days, the Senate will vote on a new surveillance law to replace the Patriot Act. So, presumably, for several days between now and when that vote happens, the U.S. government will freeze its mass data collection. After Edward Snowden's revelations, there was no chance the Patriot Act would be renewed as is, especially after a federal court ruled that the bulk collection of data under Section 215 of the Patriot Act was unconstitutional. So the government and lawmakers scrambled to come up with an alternative. The Freedom Act is the alternative. Its name is supposed to put citizens at ease about the content of the bill, but it has already drawn much criticism. Here are some of the reasons why the critics are concerned. This bill will not end mass surveillance. Instead, it will outsource key components of the program to private corporations. So, instead of the government storing everyone's phone records, it will be the telecommunications companies doing that. The idea is that the government will have to do a little more work to get hold of the data. It will have to present a court order to search the records. Edward Snowden has revealed that getting secret court orders was never a problem for the U.S. government. So you have Senator Rand Paul asking, will it be distinction without a difference? New York Times quoted one departed senior intelligence official saying, this is hardly major change. The fact is that the Obama administration loves this new bill. The NSA and the whole intelligence community support it. This makes some civil liberties advocates worried because they don't expect the government to impose serious limits on its own powers.
All right, certainly going to be interesting to see what happens next. Artiz Ganachichikan in Washington live. Thanks for being with us here on RT. Now, lawyer and political activist Kevin Zeese believes both of the Patriot Act and the USA Freedom Act undermine citizens' privacy.
We still have a major problem in the United States of massive NSA snooping, and that's really left unresolved. It is a slight improvement. It's the first time the Patriot Act's lost any power, but it does also institutionalize the practice of this kind of snooping and provides now a new way of handling it, and it combines corporate and government working together, which is always dangerous in the United States. Patriot Act and a USA Freedom Act that undermines our privacy, that allows the government to snoop into our lives, that's the fringe. That's the element that should be looked at as the extremists who are undermining what the rule of law should be, which is to protect our rights, protect our individuality, protect our privacy. Unfortunately, that's not the direction that the mainstream America is now going.